from Qatar. The two captains now meet in the middle, Gustavo Gomes and Kylian Mbappe, to swap the pennants, and we get the coin toss, and Chile's Juan Lara is our VAR official. So, all the preliminaries done. I'd say about maybe a third of the pitch on this near side is in shade. That's the only side that has a roof that is hanging over the pitch, but the rest of it is in baking hot sunshine. I suppose Paraguay would be more suited to these conditions coming from South America, but of course a lot of the French players play you know, on the continent excuse me, where it has been very warm, of course, and still is. So we are just about ready now. Paraguay, of course, many didn't expect them to get this far. They produced one of the big shocks of the tournament on that day of shocks, where we saw the Netherlands and Germany go out to opposition where you wouldn't expect that to happen. And it all happened on penalties, of course. So Paraguay in the round of 16 here, bidding to make it to the quarterfinals. France, they have been imperious so far. And as I said, they were ruthless in their dispatching of Sweden by 3-0 in the previous round. And no real injury worries for either side. Not many changes made. I said just the one for the French side, where Kone is preferred to Aurelien Tchouameni. So, preliminaries done. The two managers take their seats in the dugout, both looking very smart in their suits despite the warm weather. And of course Didier Deschamps, he's here, but of course lost his mother a few days ago, so it's been a bittersweet experience for him. But I'm sure he's focused on the job here. France will be playing from right to left in this first half. They will have kickoff. We've already seen today Morocco go through, having had a real tussle against Canada, but in the end they showed their class with a 3-0 victory. They're another side going under the radar. Remember, they got to the semi-finals in the last edition of this tournament, so they are a lot of people's dark horses as a pick. But you can't really look further than the team lining up now, all in navy blue. Les Bleus, France. So, everything is set now. We're just waiting for the go-ahead. The players are ready. And we're just now waiting for the game to get underway, which it finally does. And we're going to get one of those bizarre starts where France just launch the ball downfield and it goes out near the corner flag, hoping to pin Paraguay down in their own half right from the start of the game. So it'll be Juan Caceres, who plays for Dynamo Moscow, with a long throw down this near side. Paraguay win the header, launch it downfield, but it's turned back down towards the keeper. And Minen there had to really come way out of his area to stop that going for a corner. It wasn't the best back pass there from Deo Upamecano. Well, that's good work from Arsenal's Saliba there to tidy that up near the corner flag, because they were put under huge pressure. And they've worked the ball now out to the feet of Koundé, who's gone herring down that far right-hand side. He's on the edge of the box already. Cross comes into the area. Oh, he just pinched off the toe of Mbappe there by Alderete. Well, that is how quickly France can turn what was not the best of situations into something that looked rather promising in the space of 30 seconds. We played just over a minute, and France have had the ball in the Paraguay penalty area already. But it was a really poor back pass from Upamecano, which Mike Minen had to come way out of his area toward the sideline to collect. But they got out of trouble very quickly. And Paraguay, despite having 5 at the back, they'll be a bit concerned about how much space Koundé had there to run into downfield. He went unchallenged from deep into his own half to the edge of the Paraguay box. France still have it, halfway inside the Paraguay half. Comes back to Upamecano, and now here's Saliba inside the centre circle. Now ball chipped towards the edge of the area. It's headed away by Gomez, the captain, comes back to Saliba, edge of the centre circle. Now played out to this near side in the shade to Aston Villa's Luca Dean. But Barcola was rudely interrupted by Juan Caceres, who got to it first and just lashed it downfield in a clearing motion. But France already have the ball level with the edge of the penalty area over on that far side, but they've won the ball off, and that's Junior Alonso, wins the ball back and then promptly loses it himself. Struggling to get hold of the ball here, Paraguay, in the early stages. France have it over on that far side with Dembele. Ball comes back into centre field, now to the feet of Adrien Rabiot. Now Luca Dean. Mbappe dropping deep there. He picks up the ball halfway inside the Paraguay half. Now here's Upamecano. Every blue shirt inside the Paraguay half right now comes out to Michael Olise over on that far right hand side. What a talent this boy is. Born in London, of course, and England will rue that because he's absolute world class. And takes it round the back there, whips in a decent cross as well. Big header there from Velázquez, gets rid of it, breaks towards the edge of the area. Paraguay managed to get the ball under control, but they lose it again and then they win it back quickly. It's very frantic at the moment, France pressing, and then the long ball downfield, looking for Enciso to chase, and it's headed out for a throw-in by Saliba. And the first time that Paraguay have really had the ball inside the French half, having withstood a barrage there in this opening 4 minutes or so. Paraguay 0, France 0. Of course, the French very heavy favourites to go through here. But as we saw yesterday, Cabo Verde taking Argentina to extra time. So you just never know. Anyway, ball is now back at the feet of Mike Maignan, but he can't pick it up because it was a back pass from Dembele. Here's Jules Koundé of Barcelona. Back to the feet of Maignan, all in yellow, the AC Milan goalkeeper. And now Saliba. What a Rolls Royce of a player this man is, just calmly trotting up to halfway. Squares it across now to Manu Kone of AS Roma. Out to Koundé on that far side. Now to Dembele, former teammate of Koundé's at Barcelona, now of course at the European champions, back-to-back European champions PSG. Back to Dembele now in the bright yellow boots over on that far side, but that's a misplaced pass that was intercepted, but then Paraguay quickly lose the ball again. They just can't get the ball out of their own half. When they do win it back, it's very brief. And this is just, at the moment, one-way traffic. This is Digne, comes out to Barcola on this near side, tight to the touchline. He'll be happy to be on this side because it's the part of the pitch which is in the shade, but that was a bit clumsy from him there, and he's been dispossessed, but like I've been saying, quickly wins it back. So like I say, as soon as Paraguay pinch the football off France, they don't have hold of it for very long. Now then, Michael Olise out to Dembele over on that far side, chips the ball into the area. He tries to, but it's headed away by Gomez out to that far side, and then Alonso hammers it downfield from near the corner flag, looking for Enciso, who's toiling away up there, but he can't get any change out of Upamecano. And then Dembele has it once more. This is Kylian Mbappe, who's dropping deeper and deeper to get hold of the ball. Fast feet, gets the ball out to Digne on this near side. He tries to square it to the feet of Barcola, and Miguel Almiron comes across and clears that ball out for a corner, first of the afternoon. Dembele trots over to take this corner here on the near side, just over 6 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Ball whipped in by Dembele. Glancing header, which has gone all the way across to the other side of the pitch and out for a throw-in from Gustavo Velázquez of FC Cerro Porteño. Throw-in taken quickly. Now then, here's Manu Kone for France. Squares it across to Luca Dean, 30 metres out, France in centre field. Now back to the feet of Saliba. Every blue shirt again in the Paraguay half. Here's Kone. Almost got wrestled off it. Now he's been fouled on the edge of the area. Koundé has the ball, but he was cleaned out off the ball there, Kone, as he was trying to make a run into the box, and he's still poleaxed on the edge of the Paraguay penalty area. The referee's not interested. And finally, Kone gets up to his feet, clutching his chest. I love that from the referee. Absolutely saying, no, I'm sorry, just get up. And in the end, he does. The officiating in the main has been excellent in this tournament. Ball round the back here for the run of Bradley Barcola, but he's dispossessed on the side of the penalty area, and then a rather dreadful skewed clearance by Velázquez, which was meant to go downfield, and he shanked it completely out of play for a throw-in on this near side, taken quickly by Luca Dean. Back to the feet of Saliba. And now Koundé. Once again, every dark blue shirt inside the Paraguay half. That is the model of this opening 8 minutes. And it's low block time, isn't it? France and Paraguay just saying, you know, set up 5-4-1, come and break us down if you can. That was how they played against Germany. They know they don't have the squad, the flair to compete with the likes of France. So what they have to do is just to try and frustrate them, and then hopefully pinch something from a set piece or from a counter-attack. Ball played into the area, but it's intercepted again by Paraguay. Out to Almiron on this near side. He's being forced back, swivels, left-footed ball downfield, but it's chested down calmly. And France just come again. Paraguay cannot get out of their own half. You are listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this last 16 clash here in Philadelphia between Paraguay and France. And remember, you can catch this game on your local, regional or national TV broadcaster. I'm Joe Mills, thank you for listening. Ball comes out to Bradley Barcola on this near side. Short pass to Luca Dean. Now Mbappe, who's dropping deep again to get his foot on the ball. Koundé, now to Dembele. Koundé makes the overlapping run. Dembele forced towards the corner, but he's got round the back, whips in a good ball again. It's headed high up in the air, but it's not really gone anywhere. And then there's a foul. Is there inside the penalty area? No, says the referee. French player went down. It was Rabiot, but the ball's been put out for a France throw on this near side, which is taken quickly. Mbappe, back to Dean. He has all the time in the world. Tries to whip across him, but it's taken a deflection, but he gets the ball back. This is Mbappe again. Likes to come in off that left foot. Madrid. That's where he's floated out to again there. And it's going to be another throw-in. Well, that ball went high up in the air. Rabiot fell. Oh, that's a ridiculous fall from Rabiot. He was barely touched there. Barely. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I don't like to see that. That's poor. He is in Enciso now. Come on, Paraguay. Keep hold of the ball for a little bit. They have it inside the France half, but Enciso surrounded by two blue shirts, bundled off it, and France win the ball back as quickly as they had lost it. And that was a brief encroachment into the French half. Now then, here is Olise. Infield to Dembele. Thought about the shot, but was quickly closed down. Nudges it back to Kone. Now this is Jules Koundé, back to Manu Kone. Again, every French outfield player inside the Paraguay half. Ball chipped over the top, it's just too strong. Barcola had drifted in behind that back five, but the little chipped boy stayed onside as well. Beautifully timed run, but it was just too strong over his head and out for a goal kick, which Orlando Gil of FC San Lorenzo, all in bright orange, will take this goal kick for Paraguay. A lot of the fans using flags and programs as makeshift fans. Long kick downfield. Header goes up in the air from Diego Gomez, the Brighton midfielder, but again, France win it back, but then give it away. Now then, Paraguay have it inside the French half, and they've drawn a free kick out of Manu Kone. And so this is what I'm talking about. These are the opportunities that Paraguay will only, you know, that they will be looking for. It was Matthias Galaza of Atlanta United. Plays his football in the MLS. And it is largely an MLS midfield for Paraguay. Almiron also plays for Atlanta, and Andreas Cubas plays for the Vancouver Whitecaps, the Canadian side. So free kick, and a bit of respite here for Paraguay inside the French half. Former Newcastle man Miguel Almiron standing over the ball, but he's not the man who takes it. It's hammered down into the penalty area, but it's headed away by Upamecano. Now then, Elise goes roaring down that far right-hand side. They have pace to burn, this French side, and now Elise has been poleaxed over on the far side, and the referee just gestures to him to get up, and would you know it, he gets up very quickly after going down very theatrically. I think Mr. Tavishev has made his thoughts very clear that he will not be taking any nonsense this afternoon. Now then, here's Koundé. Elise over on this far side, 2 men on him. Back to Koundé, back to Elise over on the far side. Tries to play the ball for the run round the back, and then there's a foul by Elise on the edge of the Paraguay penalty area, and it will be a free kick to Paraguay. As has been consistent with the French games, a certain Arsène Wenger up in the stands, the former Arsenal manager, of course, a FIFA ambassador. But he's always here to cheer on his country. The referee is telling Orlando Hill to get on with it and take the free kick. Again, Mr. Tantashev taking no nonsense. Now then, Paraguay have the ball inside the French half, but again, they're crowded out. But the ball does come over to this near side. And then, well, I don't know who that was meant to be for. It was played down this right flank by Caceres, but it just goes out for a goal kick. There's nobody there to take it on. And goal kick taken quickly by Minen. So 14 minutes gone. Paraguay 0, France 0. No real opportunities so far, but as you would expect, France have totally dominated possession. Haven't seen the stats, but it must be around 90%. It's got to be. And they have it again with Dembele over on that far side. Again, they're doubling up on the wide players, but there's just threats from all over the pitch. Upamecano, and then it comes out to Barcola on this near side. Onto his right foot, he comes infield, then a little drag back into the area, then it comes to Digne. He whips a great cross in, but it's, well, I say great cross, straight into the arms of Orlando Hill. But they're being made to work hard here, the French, as we knew they would be. A low block in place by Paraguay. Almiron plays the ball in field, gets it back, then sends it back to Caceres. He plays it down this right flank, but Saliba puts it out for a throw-in before Enciso could get to it. And the ball being held up in the air by Gustavo Alfaro, the Paraguay manager. Vastly experienced. And throw-in now for Paraguay. Caceres with the long throw down this right flank, but again, Enciso just can't find a way through. Just ran into Saliba there, who wouldn't let him pass. And Koundé now just trots casually with the ball back into the Paraguay half, and normality, it seems, is resumed. Dembele plays the ball to the edge of the area. That's a nice little turn there by Elise, but he couldn't get it out of his feet, and then it's headed back by Junior Alonso to the keeper Orlando Hill. A low drilling goal kick, but it sails over the head of Enciso, who's looking frustrated already. All the way through to Minen on the edge of his area, who releases it quickly. Now here's Kone. This is Adrien Rabiot of AC Milan. Field to Kone. Long ball down that left-hand side for the run there into the penalty area of Kylian Mbappe, but it sails over his head and out for a goal kick. And despite all the possession that France have had, and it has been complete domination, they've not really created a big opportunity for them yet. They know what they're up against here. They know that Paraguay are just going to make it as difficult as they can. And that's, you know, the defenders, that's why they have to remain switched on, because they're not really going to have to do a lot of defending today. But they have to be aware of a counter at any time, because that's what Paraguay will look to do. But they've got themselves a corner again. France over on the far side. Michael Olise, his cross was blocked by Omar Alderete. France take the corner quickly and short, and then very carelessly give it away. That was really poor from Dembele. Just played it into the penalty area. It went straight to Galazara. He was just waiting for it. Here's Alderete. Ball played out to that far side now. This is Junior Alonso of Atletico Mineiro. And he wins a throw-in off the chest of Jules Koundé. Didier Deschamps not got out of his seat yet. He'll remain calm. He knows what to expect from this game today. He saw it with Germany and Paraguay with the low block. Now there's a foul here by well, there's a card come out as well. It was a pretty bad challenge from Bradley Barcola on Juan Cáceres, and the Paris Saint-Germain winger has gone into the book. Yeah, ooh, come down on his foot there. Went to go for the ball, missed it completely, and ended up kicking the foot of Cáceres, who's really felt that. He's flat on his back at the moment. Wasn't anything particularly nasty, just mistimed it. But he's gone into the referee's notebook, Bradley Barcola. 19 minutes gone here in Philadelphia. Still Paraguay 0, France 0. You're listening to an independent, studio-based off-tube commentary of this last 16 game. And don't forget, you can follow this match on your local, regional and national TV broadcaster. So it will be a free kick to Paraguay, just inside the French half. And it'll be these moments that they'll be looking to make the most of, because this is what they're reduced to and will be. In fact, they've moved the free kick back. It's just inside their own half. And Miguel Almiron places the ball down, literally about 6 inches behind the halfway line. So Almiron, left-footed, chips it down this near side, but oh, again, what a waste. Straight out of play, over the head of Diego Gomez, and out for a throw-in on this near side, which Luca Dean will take. Well, they're not going to get many opportunities, Paraguay, but they're going to have to do better than that. That was a really poor effort from Almiron. Another throw-in for France on this near side. Ball put out of play by Gomez. Luca Dean will take it once again. Back to Mainan, who quickly releases Koundé, who again goes unmolested all the way up to the halfway line. Kone, now Saliba, comes out to this near side again to Barcola, but he's doubled up on, and they pinch the ball there. That was good work. Almiron has it, sends it back to Velasquez, long ball downfield, and Ciso can't control it. Goes back to the halfway line. Paraguay then win the second ball, but it's hacked downfield. It could have maybe been a handball by Saliba, but he's lost the ball, and as they play the ball in field, he just couldn't quite control it there, Galaza, and it spun off his boot into the path of Upamecano, and now France have it with Dembele over on that far side. Now, edge of the penalty area, works it infield to Manu Kone. He tries a left-footed drive, but he skews it wide of the left-hand post. Did that take a deflection? I'm not sure. We are approaching hydration break time, and I'm sure the crowd won't begrudge that today. It is extremely warm. They did take a deflection, so it is a corner for France on this near side. Ousmane Dembele whips the ball in towards the near post, but it's headed away by Gomez. France have it once again with Luca Digne. Dembele floats the ball back up to the edge of the centre circle. It's chested down by Kone. And now Jules Koundé. Saliba. Again, every French outfield player inside the Paraguay half. This is Ulisse whips the ball in left-footed, good clearing, glancing header out. It's gone for another corner. Again, it was Gustavo Velázquez. They are defending manfully here, Paraguay. And so far, so good. So it's another corner again on this near side. Both arms raised by Ousmane Dembele. Not quite got his delivery spot on yet. This one goes all the way to the back post. That was even worse. It floats out for a goal kick as Mbappe couldn't get to it. And I think that's going to be the hydration break now as we come up to 23 minutes played. The shadows are lengthening across the pitch, which I'm sure the players will be delighted about. Nearly half the pitch in shade now as they come across for this hydration break. It's all been France, it really has. But the key point about this is they've not really created an opportunity of any note at all at the moment to trouble Orlando Gil. And Paraguay's game plan, if you can call it that, is working. They knew the way they're set up to defend, because they know they can't go at France, because France are just too skillful, too quick, and they would absolutely tear them apart if they went gung-ho, Paraguay. So they know what they have to do to stand the remotest chance in this game. And so far, they're frustrating the French. And it's up to the superstars of this French team to break them down. And I think the key is for France this afternoon, they just have to show patience. That's the key word. They have to be patient and not allow themselves to start making rash choices and silly mistakes. Whereas Paraguay, they will just defend and defend and defend and hope that they can get a counter-attack, or more likely a set piece, which they've not really taken advantage of yet. They've had a couple, but they've not really used them. And Ciso, well, I'm sure he's probably wishing he brought his knitting or something, because he's barely had a sniff. He's not really had much to do. But thankfully for the players, at least, as I say, the shadows are now starting to encroach across the pitch. Almost half of the pitch now in shadow as the sun moves round. But as always, a great atmosphere inside this Philadelphia stadium. It's a sea of red, white and blue. And they do like the music breaks as well while the players are taking on drinks, which they have now done. The French players making their way back on to the playing surface, as are the Paraguay side. Both managers have had their say. I'm sure as far as Gustavo Alfaro is concerned, I'm sure it's just keep doing what you're doing, lads. And let's see where it takes us. I'm sure Didier Deschamps is telling his players just to be patient, that a chance will come. Excuse me. So it will be a free kick to Paraguay. A goal kick to Paraguay, as that corner went out of play just before the hydration break. And Orlando Gil places the ball on the edge of the 6-yard area, waves all his players downfield. Can they make this ball stick in the French half, even for a little while? Long punt downfield, left-footed by the keeper, but it's headed back downfield, but out for a Paraguay throw by Adrien Rabiot. And it will be a throw into Paraguay, just shy of the halfway line on this near side. Juan Cáceres will be the man to take it. Booming throw, down towards the edge of the area, but well, Upamecano there allowed it to bounce over him and then tried to shield it away from Enciso, and Mainan came out just in time to get to it before the Brighton man. It's the first time they've had it inside the French penalty area, but now France come roaring back at them here, but Kone has been dispossessed halfway inside the Paraguay half. Now then, Almiron, score. This is a good run down the near side, but he needs help here. Gets it to the edge of the penalty area. Left-footed, chips the ball across the pitch, but it only finds the head of Koundé. His header goes straight to Andres Cubas. And now Paraguay coming forward here for the first time. They try a shot along the floor. It was mishit, and then a second effort from Gomez is put even further wide. But that's the first time they've been down this end of the field and have actually got a shot away. It was a terrible one, but it's a shot all the same. So maybe in that hydration break, maybe, just maybe, Senor Alfaro maybe told his men, look lads, you know, let's try and be a little bit positive here. Let's not forget that. We can't just sit back the entire game as Barcola takes that ball out of play for a goal kick to Paraguay. But that was certainly more positive from the South American side. Because, as I said, if they want to, you know, pull off the shock of all shocks, they can't just sit back for the entire 90 minutes. They've got to try and do something at the other end of the field, but obviously not leave themselves exposed. Ball now back at the feet of Mainan, as France just play at a ridiculous tempo. It's already inside the Paraguay half. This is Dembele over on the far side. Nicks a nice ball infield. Elise now inside the penalty area. Now Dembele across the face of the 6-yard box. He took a little deflection, but Caceres gets to it before it goes out for a corner. Hammers it downfield, but it just goes straight to William Saliba. Now Adrien Rabiot. Now then, here's Barcola, edge of the penalty area. He's forced infield, but he loses the ball there. That was good work from Paraguay. One of their players has been fouled, and it will be a free kick to the South. It's Almiron who's gone down under the challenge. And as we come up to the half-hour mark, it will be a free kick to Paraguay. And again, it's Barcola involved. Remember, he's already been booked. Just got his legs tangled. Now then, France, yeah, they just took a little nick of that ball through across the edge of the 6-yard box from Dembele. But they did well to tidy that up, Paraguay. And they've won themselves a free kick about 10 yards outside the penalty area. Almiron's back up on his feet, and the keeper Orlando Gil will be the man to take this. Long punt downfield. Now, can they get the ball under control? Gomez's header goes into the area, and then a foul comes in there on Manu Kone, but the referee, yes, he has blown for it. So yet again, the briefest of moments inside the French half for Paraguay. Free kick taken, as always, very quickly. They like to get on with it, France. This is Dembele over on that far side. Koundé. Now then, Michael Elise, who will look to cut in here. There was a little overlapping run by Koundé, but he's overrun it now. Dembele, cross into the area. Oh, and that was a good chance. Oh, Mbappe, edge of the 6-yard box, and he just didn't get his head on it. He just squeezed in between two centre-halves there, the French captain, and they just did enough to put him off. And it just went behind him in the end. That's the best opportunity. I think it's going to be a corner. Must have taken a little nick on the way through. No, actually, no. Yeah, they've taken it quickly. Ball back up now, but Enciso has won it on the halfway line. But he runs into Upamecano, who blocks it, and it goes out for a Paraguay throw inside the French half. Just over 31 minutes gone. Paraguay 0, France 0. You're listening to an independent, studio-based off-tube commentary of this last 16 game. And don't forget, you can follow this match on your local, regional or national TV broadcaster. Long throw downfield by Paraguay, but again, it's disappointing. Goes over the head of Enciso and out for a goal kick, which Mainan, as always, doesn't take any time in getting on with it. Short Goal kick from the edge of his 6-yard box, and already France inside the Paraguay half. Saliba, now Upamecano, everyone in the Paraguay half once again. Dembele tries to feed it infield, but it's a poor ball which is intercepted, but Paraguay now being forced all the way back to the byline, and the clearance downfield only goes to the feet of Upamecano on that far side. Now Kone, this is Dembele, little ball infield. Oh, brilliant dummy from Elise, and it goes all the way through, and a long-range shot from Rabiot from 30 yards out, but he's blazed it over the bar. That was a very clever bit of play there. Glorious little dummy there from Elise. Made the Paraguay defender sell himself completely. And the left-footed strike from Adrien Rabiot, it went as straight as a die, but was climbing all the way. Now Paraguay have won themselves a free kick. Saliba with the foul on Enciso. And this is a good opportunity now. This is in centre field, and it's halfway inside the French half. It's a little tug on the shirt. Enciso made a complete meal of it, I have to say. But he's won his side a free kick. They have to be good at these today. They have to get these right, and so far they haven't. Most of the players now camped on the edge of the French penalty area. Mainan barking the orders. Ball whipped in, but he's off his line and plucks that ball out of the air comfortably. And again, well, he didn't like the attention he got there, Mainan, and the referee quickly up in the face of the French keeper saying, oi, oi, knock that off. As Mainan there was going after Alderete. But again, it was a disappointing delivery, just floated too far. You have to make better use of those. Rabiot, now Lucadinha down this near side. Square ball in field. Mbappe, lovely turn to get away from his man, and he was tugged back. And then Mbappe raises his hands there, and the referee in very quickly to hold Mbappe back, and now it's really kicking off. All the players are involved now. Not really sure what happened there, but something happened to make Mbappe react the way he did. And now there's all kinds of pushing and shoving going on. All the players involved. But the referee came across very quickly there to defuse that. But Mbappe there reacted. He certainly raised his hands to that challenge on him. I'm not sure, we'll have to have another look at it. But then, once the referee... Well, it was a tug on the shirt there by Kubas. And then Mbappe just shoved him away. Well, there's not really much in that at all. Kubas put his hands on Mbappe's chest, and Mbappe just returned the gesture and pushed him away. Mbappe now has got a huge smile on his face, and then all of a sudden it all kicked off, and now everything's okay again. That was bizarre. Upshot is, good opportunity for France now. 28 yards out. This free kick to the left of the posts. Whipped in towards the back post by Elise, and almost an own goal there. And they've headed it out for a corner. It went into the 6-yard box there. The Paraguay defender, I think it was Alderete, in trying to defend it, sent it across the face of his own goal, and it was finally put out at the back post. Dembele with the corner towards the back post. It's headed out, and then it's volleyed back in by Koundé, but he couldn't get any power on it. Goes all the way through on the full to Orlando Gil. 36 minutes. Got another Paraguay player is down now in the penalty area. Let's have a look at this. Well, the shot came in from Koundé, but he hit it into the floor. So it sat up very kindly for Gil. And then a Paraguay player just decided to fall to the ground. I'm really not sure what happened there. Just looking at that dangerous clearance across the face. We've got either way, it's a free kick to Paraguay inside the penalty area. Still none the wiser why that player was down. Didier Deschamps now up on his feet, arms folded. Gil with the long punt downfield. It's headed away by Saliba, but Paraguay managed to get the second ball here. Foul by Kone, but the referee says no, it wasn't. Play on. And now Koundé will come forward at speed. Finds Dembele over on that far side. Edge of the area now. Tries to feed it in again, but his passing has been poor today. Can't pick out Mbappe. Hammered downfield. Turned back to Mainan, who's well out of his area. And he floats the ball up here for Upamecano. Now Saliba. Kone. Little flick round the corner there, but Elise was dispossessed. But then Enciso is chopped down on the halfway line. He stayed down, but the referee waves play on. Elise, well, he's careless there. He loses the ball. France have been a little bit sloppy today. They're finding it difficult to break Paraguay down. Now Almiron, ever enthusiastic, goes roaring down this near side, gets the ball to the edge of the penalty area here, and there's a foul. No foul on Gomez. He just took the ball down near the corner flag but couldn't keep it in play. That was a bit sloppy. Also, goal kick France, taken unbelievably quickly again, and already it's at the feet of Dembele, who's at the edge of the penalty area. France player's gone down off the ball. Ball floated across the face of goal by Dembele, and again it's Mbappe who's gone down, holding his chest. He was making a run off the ball here. Oh, I'm not seeing that again here. He makes a run. Well, I'll say this. Galaza sort of sticks out an arm. Excuse me, I do apologise. But Mbappe's gone down as if he's been, like, punched in the face. And he's not. It's starting to get a bit salty out there. Let's just put it that way. And referee, well, Mbappe's still trying to talk to him. The upshot is it's a corner for France. They've had so many now, but Dembele's delivery has been pretty poor. And again, it's a corner on this near side. And again, he tries to go to the back post, and again, it's too far. And it's headed out for a goal kick by Mbappe. And you can clearly see that France here are starting to get frustrated. They really are. They're trying a few dark arts now that, you know, we've already seen a flashpoint in this game. There was an arm round Mbappe there at the back post, but he makes the most of it there under the challenge from Caceres, but he's chunnering away here, Mbappe, to one of the Paraguay players. It is getting very nasty out there. They are chipping away at each other, the players. And France are clearly rattled here. They're getting frustrated. And Enciso wins that looping ball on the edge of the area, but he's been penalised for a foul and he's fuming. Free kick France. 40 minutes gone here in Philadelphia. Still 0-0. You're listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this game. And don't forget, you can follow this on your local, regional or national TV broadcaster. I'm Joe Mills, thank you for your company. This game is hotting up now. It's going to be very interesting because France, despite their uber possession, they've had easily 90% possession, I would say. They've not really fashioned anything from it, and they are getting frustrated now. And it's starting to boil over. That's a good looping ball round the back there for the overlapping run of Koundé, but his cross is blocked by Alderete of Sunderland, and it will be another corner for France. Dembele over on the far side. Dummed to take it himself, but it will be off the left foot of Michael Elise, in swinging corner. Dembele's corners have been pretty awful so far. Here's Elise now, whips the ball in, punched away by Gil. Only comes out as far as Koundé, edge of the area. He tries across into the area, but it's blocked. Here's Digne now on this near side, left footed. That's a poor ball into the area, and it's pounced upon by Gil on the edge of his 6-yard box. And then a long overarm throw downfield, headed down by Enciso. And now Paraguay have the ball just shy of the halfway line. And now Enciso's gone down in the centre circle. Ball played over the top, but it's going to evade the run there of Diego Gomez all the way through to Mainan, who within the blink of an eye has released the ball again. And already France are up to the halfway line. It is absolutely relentless. But it's 0-0. 42 minutes on the clock. Dembele, not for the first time, his pass is blocked and it goes out for a French throw, which Dembele takes quickly. Rabiot, now Elise. This is Upamecano. Again, every French outfield player inside the Paraguay half. Out to Dembele on this far right-hand side. He's getting no joy down there at all. Doubling up on him. Now Elise. And, well, he almost loses the ball there. It comes back to Upamecano. Floats it back out to Dembele on this far side. Again, they double up on him. Gets a return ball. It's a poor one from Koundé, but they've got themselves a throw-in out of it anyway. But they are growing more and more frustrated, France. This team of superstars just can't break Paraguay down at the moment. This is Lucadinha. Mbappe on this near side. Plays the ball into centre field to the feet of Deo Upamecano. Now here's Manu Kone. Tries to wheedle his way through and tries a shot from 25 yards out, but like most of them today, it's gone high over the bar. And that's what France are reduced to at the moment. Long-range efforts, and they're not getting them on target. Paraguay, well, they'll be delighted with this so far. Food for thought for Didier Deschamps, who sat back down. He'll be wondering how his side can break this stubborn Paraguay resistance down. Will he be tempted to make some changes? I doubt it at half-time, but the bench that he's got is an incredible one, it has to be said. As they trot it forward now with Upamecano. It might be a case, you know, of reverting to maybe get someone like Mateta on there and get a big lump of a target man. Just try something a bit different for Mbappe to play off. Because at the moment, Paraguay are keeping France at bay. Maybe just need to change the tactics a little bit, because Dembele has lost the ball over on that far side. He's getting no change at all. Dembele out there. They're marking him out of the game, blocking all his passes. And, well, Paraguay, now then, they've won the ball there, second effort. Now they can come forward, but that's a poor ball looking for Enciso, who's on the shoulder there of Upamecano, and that pass wasn't strong enough to get past for him to run onto. But there are little signs of Paraguay starting to get into the French half. Anyway, here's Mbappe now, inside the final 30 seconds of normal time. Tight to the touchline on this left-hand side. Shadows lengthening across half of the pitch now. Here's Rabiot. And again, Paraguay just sitting in their low block in their defensive shape. Ball played to the edge of the area. Rabiot gets the second effort, tries a long-range shot, takes a big deflection and squirts through to Orlando Gil. And now we're into added time, of which we'll have 3 minutes, which was the duration of the hydration break. So kick out of the hands by Gil, but it's straight to the head of Koundé, who heads it down to the halfway line, picked up by Kone. Now Michael Elise out to Bradley Barcola on this near side, has to come infield with it. Now Manu Kone. Here's Koundé over on the right. Back infield it comes to Kone. Oh, back heel, but it's gone straight to Julio Enciso. That was a bit careless there. Now Enciso being forced all the way out to that far side by Upamecano, but he still has the ball. The Strasbourg striker, and he's won his side a throw-in near the corner flag. Or has he? He can't believe it. He thought he had. He was whipping up the fans, and now he's got his head in his hands because Mr. Tantashev says that the last touch did come off him, and he's correct, it did. It did come off Enciso. So it will be a throw-in to France near the corner flag, which they've taken quickly. Ball is now over on this near side with Lucadinha. And now France have it on halfway with Michael Elise. 90 seconds remaining in this first half. Still 0-0. Here's Rabiot. Gets the ball infield to Elise, 30 yards out from the Paraguay goal. Little nudge ball to Kone. Now back to Digne on this near side. But he's forced to send the ball back up to the halfway line to the feet of Saliba. And now Kone squares it across to Koundé. Again, every French outfield player in the Paraguay half. Dembele has come off that right-hand side and he's taking a more central role. They've got themselves another throw in France over on that far side. They do have to switch it around, I think, here and just try something a bit different. And Mbappe's moved over a bit to that right-hand side. Dembele has moved more central. He's getting no joy at all. Dembele down that side. Now Upamecano. Final 30 seconds here. Rabiot, little chipped ball, but it's poor. Paraguay players just let it sail through. And out for a goal kick. Well, it's a conundrum. Germany struggled. And France are struggling. Despite having 90-odd% possession, they cannot break this stubborn South American resistance down. And like I said, I think they're just going to have to change it up a little bit. Anyway, here's Dembele out on that far side. He's moved back out there now. We're now in overtime of overtime. Koundé tries to whip it into the area, but again, Barcola couldn't control it. That's the half-time whistle here in Philadelphia. It's been all France, but they have not really troubled Paraguay at all. This is going to be a fascinating second period. Half-time here in Philadelphia. Arguably the favourites for the tournament are being held. They're being frustrated. And things are getting heated down there. And I'm not talking just about the weather. They trot off. Let's see what happens in the second half. But half-time here at the Philadelphia Stadium in this last 16 game. Paraguay 0, France 0. We'll be back in 15 minutes. You do not want to miss it.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.